righty. Hey, everybody. Hey, y'all, you notice you only see one of us tonight? My co-host had an emergency, so apologize for tonight, but she had to take care of business. So I say, hey, take care of you first. I'll take care of everybody else and tell them, hey, we're going to send you I'll tell them that you said send them your love. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna say, Lady A said send her love to you guys. So sorry she couldn't be here, but she's taking care of business. But she's going to be back next week and with the show next week. So again, we're gonna do the show regardless. The show must go on, whether it's me or Lady A. The show must go on. So thank everybody for joining us tonight. What's up? What's up? What's up? So have those comments coming in as we always start out with the show. Please like, please share, please subscribe to the channels. You can go on YouTube, you can go on Facebook. Please follow us and show that love. Send us some love buttons and we can keep this thing going. I see some people coming on. Sasha, hey, what's up? What's up? Love to see you every week. Hey, you're showing great support, by the way. Hey, I'm going to holler at you, by the way, Sasha, about something. So be looking for what do you call it, IM or DM or whatever in Facebook, so I can holler at you. I need to holler at you about something. But as we are going to do, we're going to do the show. And welcome. Hey, we got an interesting subject tonight. So I may need some help from the audience as they come in, chime in. Let me know what you feel about this subject tonight. But we got an interesting subject tonight. The subject is who is the blame for the U.S. Capitol breach? Who is the blame for the U.S. Capitol breach? Come on, I said, man, I have to do this subject because it's a hot topic and people are talking about it. It's one of those things that we're going through and that we went through before the president was sworn in. It's just a lot of all the chaos throughout the elections, and it was just crazy. I've actually lost friends behind my favorite vote. Regardless, like I've said before, we have actually did a show on this before. Regardless who you voted for, friendships friendships should never come in between that. So but it is what it is. Life is life, and we go on, right? So life goes on. Mo Family Lady Eight go on. So, but yeah, who is the blame for the U.S. Capitol breach? Is it some of the House Representatives, the thugs that within the malicious group of the protesters? That's two. Or is it Trump? Three. Who is to blame? Let's talk about that for a second, all right? Uh, you know, it's been said, it's been somewhat proven that some of the House Representatives had a little bit to do with that. It's just like one of those things, like, what the hell were they thinking? Try to throw a coup or something? I don't know. You tell me, but that's, and you had the back door. They had, letting people in the back doors. I don't know if it's back door, side door, whatever the door is. They let people in. I forget the guy's name, the representative, the congressman that was actually everybody was distancing herself from. But this guy, you can actually see on video that this guy literally let people in, tried to breach and let them in so they can breach the Capitol. It was one of those things like you've got to be kidding me. It's like I don't know what he was thinking, but the thinking wasn't there. I mean, no matter whether you're Democratic or Republican or liberal, I don't care what you are, but to put people's put people, not people's, but people lives in danger in so many senses because you don't know what that mob was thinking. You don't know what they were thinking once they got a hold of one of the representatives on the opposition side. I mean, it's just one of those things you just don't ever do. I mean, I don't know if it was planned or you know what? I'm not going to even say that. The thing was planned. It was. It was planned. Um, and I don't get it. Um, you know, the people that just I would say sore losers. I've never seen this in the history of me being alive. I don't think most of you have never seen this type of thing. In the early centuries, you probably would probably seen this, but this day and time, I don't think you would have saw it, what happened at the U.S. Capitol. It's just one of those things. It's like you got to be kidding me, you know. And then there's evidence that they're going to probably bring it out. They're investigating some representatives. They're investigating some representatives. Watch out! Watch out! Who name's going to pop up? You know, I don't know, but it's not good. And then my second one would probably be, no, I wouldn't say that would probably be, but my second choice of blame would be the militia groups that's hiding within the protesters, that was trying to make it seem like it was all the protesters doing. Oh, I mean, yeah, there was a bunch of people out there, and there was a lot of people that was overrunning the Capitol, whether they were not militias or militias, it doesn't matter. But if you were part of that, that was uncalled for what happened, as far as what you guys did. And if you're listening, if you did do raid that or breach the Capitol, I'm saying to you, it's like that was not necessary. That was uncalled for. And for for the people that was hiding within the malicious group that was hiding within the protesters, um, it's always chaos with them. Always chaos. Whether they're the white sheets, I call them the white sheets. Whether they the skinheads or hidden skinheads or uh, white supremacists, guys, we're living in a new day and time. And that would have never had happened if there was a bunch of I'm going to put it out there. It would have never happened if there was a bunch of black people out there, or brown people out there. We probably would have been shot dead on the ground. Honestly speaking, we probably would have been shot dead on the ground before we even made it up the steps of the Capitol. But for those groups to be a part of an organization within the Capitol and outside the Capitol, all that shit was planned, and it's painful and it's sad that you have to go through those measures because you believe that your man didn't win. Trying to overturn, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but it's not the 1700s. Eventually someone would have called the troops out, and it would have been another civil war. And who wants blood on their hands? Who's truly want blood? And there was blood lost. Who has their blood on their hand? I mean, blood on their hands on the lives that were lost on that Capitol breach. Who has that? Because people did lose their lives, and it's sad. It's sad, very sad. So I don't know. Militia, and I'm going to sit back and just think about this militia group. Um, you know, guys, I don't know what y'all thinking, but you're not living in the times that think you're living in, because not only you have guns, everybody else has guns. And you hear all this talk about when before Biden was sworn in, that they were going to take over, and there were going to be a lot of blood shed because of that. Hell, y'all thinking? You know, you may catch one, but somebody gonna catch you. But I'm not trying to advertise violence, but the way they think is just stupidity. It's like they believe they're the only ones that belong on this world, on this earth, or in this USA. But I don't know. It bothers me. It bothers me completely when you have people like that sore losers that can't take the losing factor, because you got Democrats that lost. You never seen this before. You had Republicans lost before Trump. You never seen this before. Why was it Trump? And that leads me to my third. Who's the blame? Who you think was the blame? Was Trump. Trump was a powerful voice, and you had a lot of followers that followed Trump, um, to the point whatever he said, they believed it. Whatever he did, they tried to follow it or copycat it. I hope like hell I mean, impeachment is that, yeah, yeah, it's one of the time, it's one of the things where you got to think about why they're trying to impeach him so he can never run office again, even though he's already out of office. But there's a there's a motive behind that. Then I heard talks about that. I read about that. Maybe they won't get enough Republicans. They're going to get some Republicans, but not enough to impeach him. So, but I think the damage is done with Trump. What he did. I said a long time ago. I used to I used to like Trump, but before the election, I saw how arrogant he was. I mean, he's a good business. He'd probably be a good businessman, but as a president, he never belonged in that office, and he used that and took advantage of that office to a way that people, his followers, would just didn't have no sense. I don't know. It's just they didn't have no sense of thought when it came. They needed somebody to lead them, and some of his followers. I'm not saying all his followers, but most of his followers, it's just like trash. If you ask me, that they wasn't thinking. And if you feel like I'm talking to you, hey, it is what it is. But I'm speaking the truth, because some of the things you would hear them say, on television, news interviews, you're like, seriously, did they really say that? So it's one of those things. I mean, it's Trump is one of those people that had no business in that damn office. And for him to do what he did and never really, really um, apologize, but he know he's under investigation now. There's a lot of repercussions that's going to happen with him. So he's really trying to cover his tracks in so many words. You telling people to march down Pennsylvania Avenue, walk up the steps of the U.S. Capitol. You got to walk in forces. You can't walk, and you can't just tiptoe there. You got to walk in forces. You basically giving them instructions on what to do. You're giving them instructions on what to do. So what that tells me is almost like almost like a leader leading his troops to fight a battle. And you had a lot of respectful people that got caught up in that. I mean, who you think is to blame? I want to see those comments. Who you think is to blame? But those are the three areas. Some of the House representatives, one, the militia group within the protesters, two, or Trump, three. One of those, or all three of them, are to blame for that Capitol breach, and for them to come in and take control, in so many words, take control of the Capitol. I mean, lifting furniture. I mean, taking furniture, taking uh, U.S. property off the, Capitol, raiding people's office. It's just like, what if I was to come to your house and do exactly what you did at the Capitol? You ready to shoot me, right? Well, think about what the Capitol is thinking about doing to them. It's like one of those things you don't even think about, um, your consequences of the things you're doing. Just because it's government property and you have the right to be on the property doesn't mean you got the right to do what the hell you want to do, and damage people's property, and take people's property, breaking windows and shit. If it was a black person or a brown person doing that, what would you call us? Thugs? Well, I'm calling them the same thing. Them damn thugs. I don't care if you was a lawyer. I don't care if you was a police officer. I don't care if you was sweeping the floor. If you were part of that, you a thug. Period. Thug it is. You quick to give. They quick to give other groups names. Well, I'm going to be quick to give them names. So what it is what it is. I blame all three of them, and some of you probably have some opinions on that. Whether you blame some of the House representatives, or whether you blame some of the militia group within the protesters. A lot of you not going to blame Trump. if you're a Trump supporter, it is what it is, though. But your words are powerful. Your tongue is powerful, and he used both of those to lead that group. You know, um, I don't know. It's one of those things that you have to really sit back and say, okay, this was planned. It's not one of those things that all of a sudden, thousands and thousands of people march down Pennsylvania Avenue. And if you've ever been there, that's actually a small, kind of narrow street a little bit. But the security around there is really heavy. And you don't even realize the security is around there. But for them to march down all that and come up to that Capitol and do the things they did, not knowing that their leader, Trump, that their leader told them to do that. You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. And for them to ramshack that Capitol like that, and we still, what amazed me though, even though they did what they did, they still went on about the business. Later on that night, they didn't leave. I watched that the counting, the verification or counting of the president elect and the president at that time. They didn't finish till like I believe it was like 1 to 2 o'clock in the Central Time and whatever it was, maybe 3 or 4 o'clock um, Eastern Time. But they went on about their business. They finished what they had. They came in there to do. What did they accomplish? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. That goes to show that it's not the 1800s and not the it's not the 1700s. It's 2000s, and it's a new day and time. Nothing's going to stop. And I hope Biden comes in and do the things I was watching Biden today. It was some things he was putting in the executive orders and stuff like that. So the change is gonna come, and I feel it. Whether you believe it or not, I feel it. So who's to blame? Talk to me. Who's to blame? Who you think is to blame? Send me some comments. Send me some comments. I can see your comments coming in, and but that's gonna be my three choices. You know, uh, and I'm gonna say it like this: it is what it is. Trump is the major. He's the major. If he had just said, "Hey, I lost this, but I'm going to try again another 4 years. Do what you got. Stand down. Whatever he said. What he say? Stand down, stand by, whatever." But he just said, "Hey, if he just said, hey, I lost the race, and I'm gonna concede and congratulate Biden into as the new president." So if he had just said that, guess what? I don't think none of that would have happened. So that leads me back to this. Trump was the big instigator of that whole thing. You know, do I hate him? I don't hate him, but do I dislike his ways? I dislike the way he talks and the way he brings about his business. I just can't stand it. Um, it's it's a thing that a man like that should not been in office. But we elect them we elect them. They elect them 4 years because I showed them elect. They elected him 4 years, and he failed in every aspect since day one. And he's not a great communicator, and his ego uh, gets in the way of a lot of things. You think money can buy you everything. You think money can buy you respect. You think money can do this. You think money can do that. Um, but I tell you what, one thing money can't do is buy loyalty. It can't buy respect because hey, I don't care how much money you have. I've been around millionaires, and tell you what, I'll tell them in a minute. Dude, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. I don't give a damn how much money you got, but don't. It's not gonna be no disrespect when it comes around me. I don't care who you are. But Trump, I tell you, dude, what the hell you thinking trying to lead that troop and trying to overturn the Capitol or the coup or whatever the hell y'all was playing in there? But it was all planned. It was all planned. You know, and I've seen D.L. Hughley. I've seen night shows, and talk about all the planning that went into effect. It was all planned. Let me get to some of these comments. I got some comments come in. Everyone should be held accountable for their own actions. Trump should be held accountable for. Sasha says that. I hear you, Sasha. Everybody should be held accountable. And that's why they're going around the country arresting people. We had one. It's not too far from where I live. The lady, I don't know if you heard, the lady that was a real estate. She lives right up the street from me. Respectful. She has a name on the signs on new homes, selling homes, resale homes, whatever the case may be. She has a name all over the place, and now she got caught up in that mess. It's everybody should be held accountable. Whether you was there, if you went in that capital, you better be held accountable. Because if I went in that capital the way they went in that capital, I'd probably be damn near under the damn jail cell. Trying to trying to get the bricks off of me. Yeah. Uh, Veronica said we need that wall. It's pathetic. We are in a time of crisis that these people are heartless, no sense, no feeling, just pure evil. I feel you, Veronica, because we are living at a time that you almost got to watch your back every time you come out, every time you go out the house, because you don't know what's going to happen from the time you leave the house to the time you get back. It's almost like, man, oh, do I got to go buy a lot of guns just to protect myself to go to work? Who wants to live like that? Who wants to live like that? Because I'm definitely not going to live like that. All right, let's see. It starts with the leadership. That's what I've been saying, Veronica. It starts with the leadership, driven a wreck, less drivers, no license to drive the nation. He had no license to drive the nation, Veronica. I like that. I'm gonna use that, Veronica. I like that. Had no license at all. Oh, okay, Rotina. Did she say it started with his lie? Yeah, it started with his lie. Started with his lie. Getting these people to and I appreciate you coming on, helping me out because my co-host is not here. It's almost like me talking about myself. But I love how my supporters are coming on and supporting me and giving me someone to talk to. Thank you. But anyway, yeah, it started with a lie, that the election was stolen and all this, and they believe that. They believe that. And like I said earlier, it goes back to what he said. Leading his troops and whatever he say, they believed it. It's like, man, do y'all have some sense of non-followers? I mean, they were just following. They had no sense of lead. Like, nah, how can this be? Everything is going according. Everything is going out. How could this be? How could the election be stolen? Come on, no sense of leadership. Uh, Go GB, what's up? What's up, GB? Trump was definitely an instigator. You right about that. Definitely an instigator. You can hear the. I'm not a politician or anything like that. I'm not claiming that. I'm not even a public speaker. But I do know this for a fact. Whatever you say, if you have a great platform, and if you have a good platform, whatever you say, people will take that to heart. And that's what he was. He was instigating the whole thing, and people that didn't have no sense of leadership, whatever he said, they did, you know. GB says spawn, controlling, and entitlement. You hit it right on the nose, GB. Just thinking that, hey, the way it used to be, it's always gonna be like that. No, 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 no. New day and time, baby. Wake up. No entitlements here. I don't give a damn who you are. I can see that I done sat at the table with the best. I done sat at the table with the less. I don't give a damn who you are. I treat you with respect until you disrespect me. And that's the way most of us need to probably live. I don't care if you're sweeping the floor or you're sitting in the executive corner office. I'm going to treat you the same until you start to disrespect me. And people that know me, they know I'm like that. So I get you on that. Spoil ass. Veronica, she says, I needed him to visit my parents' house. Obviously, he needed a school whooping with that mouth. My mom would handle that real quick. My mom was alive. God bless her heart, and I know she's sitting on God's lap, looking at me laughing. But I know she would tell him a few things right off the bat. But I hear you, Veronica. Give him the old school whooping. It's because doing the thing he did for 4 years. Oh man, I couldn't take it no more. I was like, dude, I've seen some of his supporters at the beginning that was for him, and then some of them are still my friends. And then they like switch minds, maybe in the third year, and definitely switch mind in the fourth year. They woke up and said, "Dude, this is not what I was expecting at all. I'm a still Republican, but this guy does not represent me, and it's the way he talked, the way he did about his business. So I'm with you on that. He need an old school whooping, ass whooping. That's what they say in the country. Old school ass whooping. Go get that switch. GB says again, accountability is yes. Trump was something like no other pitbull. Yeah, he was no. I mean, I've never seen that before, GB. I've never seen that before. I mean, a lot of you probably have never seen that before. I was actually shocked to see what happened on the year. What? That's the most protected. That should be the most protected grounds. The White House, the U.S. Capitol, the Pentagon. What else? What else? Give me something else out there that a lot of public, not public figures, but U.S. figures that politicians be stumping grounds on. All that, should be one of the most protected for them to breach that the way they breach that. It's almost like we are, we sending all this military all overseas fighting this, protecting this. Man, we can't even protect our own. Man, that had me thinking. It's like, oh my God, we got all this money in the armed forces and in the military. We couldn't even protect our own ground. That goes back to being plain. That goes back to being plain. Watch what you find out in the next few months. Or in the next few months, you're gonna find out. It's like, oh man, it was a whole conspiracy behind this thing. Regina said it's just sad to see that many weak-minded people in this world. Might may God help us. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. It's like I've taught my kids, whatever you do, try to lead, try to be a trendsetter. Don't be a follower. Try to be a trendsetter. Have your own mind. Think for yourself. You may need a little guidance because you've never been through something, but that's most of us gonna utilize it. Like me in this podcast, I go to seminars and stuff like that just to give me some education, right? But I'm doing that using my mind. Say, okay, maybe I don't know what I need to know. I'm going to go out and get that information and try to put that knowledge in my head and try to practice it or exercise it. What I have to do, all of us need that every once in a while. But for you to take control of your mind day in, day out, the morning you go wake up and night till the night you go to sleep, that's unacceptable. Weak minded, weak minded, weak minded. Um, Veronica said we need to learn to stand and as united as a country and vote for a great leader. We should never stay divided. Yep, I'm with you on that. Division don't get us anywhere. This breach, that was like another world to me. Um, I never seen something like that, but that was like another world. I was like, other countries looking at us laughing. They talk about this, they talk about that, and U.S. nations, but they can't even get their own country together. Other countries laughing at us. Pretty sad, pretty sad. We need to stay. You're right about that, Veronica. We need to be united. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what nationality you are. I don't care what background you come from. It's all about respecting each other. If you can't do that with me, get the hell away from me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even tolerating it. It is what it is. I'm not even tolerating. Um, I see Latasha. United is a great way to progress. Hey, Latasha was our author last week on the show, and hey, Latasha, you're gonna probably set a record. We had a little hiccup, but I talked to her about it. We had a little hiccup getting the broadcast nation worldwide, but we got it straightened out. As soon as that release went, she took off. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be a record. So y'all say hi to Latasha. She's on here right now, giving me some love, showing that support. That's what I'm talking about. GB, what's up? I'm glad to see you. Trump thought he had it. What'd you say? Trump thought he had it in the stone. He was going to get the president again. The other country looks at it and destroyed us ourselves. The other country looks at us and destroyed ourselves. It is. Everything you're saying. It's like he for sure thought he had this presidency locked up. Um, that I think we set a record. What was the record? I think it was a record of voting. It was like 80 million votes, something like that. Am I right about that? Am I too high or too low? It was high, but that's never been done by any side. That one side took that many votes. I mean, I was like, I mean, he beat everybody. I mean, Biden beat everybody. We came out in droves, man. Like, it was like, and a lot of that came from people switching though, too. Don't quite as kept. A lot of people switched, like they couldn't vote for Trump again because of what he stood for. But a lot of people just came out and just showed up, like, dude, not another 4 years. Not on my over my dead body, not another 4 years. We cannot have this guy in this office. And I know I was first in line as soon as they early voting, I was first in line trying to get that guy out of office because I can stand him. I can stand his ways, stand his thoughts and the way he spoke and his ego, everything else. Tina said couldn't cheat like he did with Hillary. Yeah, you're definitely right about that, boy. You're definitely right about that. Uh, I mean, this guy, I don't know, this guy, it makes me think, and wonder what could he possibly gain what he did for 4 years? What did he actually think he was going to gain from that? Popularity? Maybe so. With the people that couldn't think for themselves. Um, I don't know what was he thinking? What was he thinking the whole 4 years? Because he wasn't doing it. He wasn't governing at all. I don't care what you say. He wasn't governing. You get free trips, Air Force Ones, and cross country trips. That's all I feel. I see he was doing, playing golf on days that we need him doing something or making a decision. Whatever. This guy, I'm glad he's gone. Peace out. But I just hope they get him for what he did to the U.S. Capitol and all those thugs. I get them all. I mean, everybody be held accountable because if it was any other people, we'll probably be under the jail cell right now. I'm not looking for it. We'll be already under jail cell. They are already convicted us and everything else. All right, let's get back to these questions. I stand for our country. Okay, Veronica, let me get you right here. Veronica say, I stand for our country. Let's be great again. That's what I'm talking about. Let's be great again. GB said he is not making America great again. He's messing it all up. I'm glad he's out of office, GB, to be honest with you. Because if you call that great again, I want to see what excellent look like coming out of his mouth. Gain a wall. What you mean by gain a wall? GB, talk to me, sweetheart. Getting back control. GB said getting back in control. Yeah, we're back in control. Don't y'all feel like it's like 200 pounds lifted off of you? For some reason, right after they sworn Biden in, I felt like it was 200 pounds right off of me. I mean, it's just a lot of weight just came off of me. I don't know about y'all, but that's the way I felt. A friendship with Putin is one thing he gained. He's all about that dictatorship, Putin. I love the comments. I love how y'all chimed in with me tonight without my co-host, and I'm sending her a lot of love. And y'all keep her in your prayers. She's trying to take care of some business, but I say, hey, do you? I'll take care of me. I'll take care of the show, and I send everybody the love. Okay, but y'all send her the prayers out there. Make sure she's okay. Keep her in your prayers, and thank you for chiming in tonight. Please share this. Please like this. Please subscribe. I'm going to be hitting on the YouTube channel a lot more as far as linking all the channels together. There's going to be a lot of changes as we coming in. I got another guy on board. His name is Ryan. He's helping me out. Big love, big ups, big shout out to Ryan, behind the scenes producer, making things happen. But I'm going to be doing some things. So show me, continue to show me that love. Show us that love, and mofanpodcast.com on all platforms. You know, just show us and like us, and show us that love. Please share. Please share. Thank you for coming in tonight. Let me summarize it up. I appreciate you coming in. I'm looking at your comments, but let me summarize this show. Veronica said it. GB has said it. Who else? Sasha said it. Rotina said it. Everybody said almost something in common. We need to be accountable for all the actions that we do, whether it's good or bad. We need to be accountable. Um, we need to make these people come to justice, period. And I hope they found each and every one of them. I mean, there was a lot of people, but hey, they did what they did, and they need to be held accountable for it. You have to have a mind of your own, and get that sense of leadership in your head, um, and not be so much led. Uh, and it's just one of those things that you have to think about before you do something. And all those people had the opportunity to think about before they overran the Capitol the way they did, and thought they was going to get away with it. But all them people had an opportunity to think twice about what they did, but they kept going. So everybody needs to be held accountable, and I hope they get you and get each and every one of them. So, I'm just going to be looking for the outcome on this from the next few weeks here and see what, they're arresting people on a daily. They were arresting the FBI showing up on their jobs and everywhere else, wherever they can find you. They find you out eating, they're going to pick you up. So they're picking them up. But I want to see some 10-year prison sentences for what they did. I want to see some hardcore sentences. I don't want to see this slap on the hand, make people think twice. If they ever think about something like this is probably what's going to happen. We're going to set an example, making them an example, like you tell the black and brown people. We're going to make an example out of you. Make an example out of them. So that's just what it is. I love the support that you guys are showing me tonight, and I'm doing it by myself and my co-host, but I'm hoping she's looking at it, or at least trying to look at it. I know she's in the middle of something, but hey, I know she misses you guys, and she told me to definitely send that love. Thank you, Sasha. Thank you, GB, the loyal fans. Thank you, Veronica, the loyal fans. We appreciate it. Rotana. I hope I'm saying your name right, but I'm saying it the way I see it. So I see you all the time chiming in on a lot of things. So thank you for chiming in tonight. Thank you for showing that support. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Until next week, peace and love you guys. Peace.